This is a recovery story from Washington County Mental Health Services. This is one family's story of recovery.
My goal in sharing this very personal and private story is twofold. In some small way, I'm hoping that I can help another family or families navigate through the quote-unquote fog after being thrust into the world of mental illness. Even more important, I want to honor our son. I want to honor the incredible life he has had thus far and the exceptional life I know he will continue to lead. Imagine yourself for a moment being in a boat in the darkness of night on the open sea with no navigational equipment, and the fog is so thick you could cut it with a knife. Then imagine the intense fright and desperation you might feel. In addition to that, it would be perfectly natural to possibly pray to God that you will somehow be able to sail out of it, or that the heavy, oppressive fog would lift soon. It would also be normal to question yourself as to how you arrived in this position in the first place. Was it due to a bad decision, or a lapse in judgment, or simple inexperience? There is always the consideration that this is, like many other events in life, entirely random. However primitive it may seem, this nautical metaphor very closely parallels the events of our lives over the past 6 to 7 years. The navigational equipment is one's toolbox, which contains the tools to appropriately deal with any situation, good or bad, that we may encounter in life. How can I help you by sharing our story? I can only tell you what paths we took to get us where we are today. I truly believe two of the most important steps you can take as a parent of someone with mental illness is to first open yourself up to receive help and educate yourself as much as possible. Rest assured, there is help out there in many different forms. There are also several well-written and informative books which cover various aspects of mental health that we found to be invaluable. When your child receives a mental health diagnosis, regardless of its particular name, it can be devastating. Initially, it can be frightening, confusing, shocking, and chaotic because we naturally don't have the tools to even understand what it means. So many emotions will come into play. In my humble opinion, this is the time to seek help. There are local support groups offered by NAMI, the National Alliance on Mental Health, which gives you the ability and space to speak with and learn from other family members dealing with many of the same issues. As important, in every county in Vermont, there is a designated agency to serve mental health clients and their families. Our family has been very fortunate to become involved specifically with Washington County Mental Health Services. In June of 2011, we were thrust into a world foreign to all of us. What followed were several hospitalizations, many different doctors, medications, legal issues, therapeutic community housing, and a lot of despair. Looking back now, one of the best things we could have done as parents was to allow our son to have the time and space to process his diagnosis and at the same time always be there for him, offering our love, support, and guidance. Washington County Mental Health has been instrumental in providing a safe, supportive, and nurturing environment for us as parents, and certainly for our son. We were introduced to them during our son's most recent discharge from the hospital, now nearly 4 years ago. They walked us through all of the services they offer and provided endless information on various opportunities that our son and we could benefit from. They were incredibly helpful in educating and guiding us through the Social Security system, which is daunting at best. Probably most important, working with a compassionate, caring, and knowledgeable case manager was key to our son's success. She helped him navigate a job search, transportation options, medications, and doctor's appointments. All of her guidance culminated in his living independently now and supporting himself. we could not be more proud.